Hello everybody and welcome to the GTR24H Sprint Series highlights here from the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit. Another 2-hour race here, of course, where Pierluca Marto was able to take the pole position away from Tim Yarshall. They were on the front row alongside Luca Burke, and also one of the other Euronics cars able to play a big part in the championship a little bit later on. That was Leon Otaki, of course, in 4th position, but getting a great start was Luca Burke. Brioni shutting the gate pretty comprehensively there, but was able to allow Yarshall through, unintentionally, of course, and indeed Yarshall's Euronics teammate Otaki making a fantastic start through Maggots and Beckett's. They would go side by side, but Otaki would get that position. Meanwhile, in the midfield, it was a little bit more feisty. Ross McGregor here accidentally hitting the back of Johannes Weiss, who lost a load of positions, and McGregor would lose even more with a drive-through penalty for his actions. Daniele Brambilla would once again be in all of the action. This was Luke Bennett trying to go right round the outside of him, braking very late, made a very good go of it, but couldn't quite get through on that occasion. Carl Lykegaard was also defending positions a little bit later on, but here's Luke Bennett getting through on Daniele Brambilla. Side by side through Maggots and Beckett's. Absolutely spectacular from Bennett on his debut in the series, indeed. This is the moment I was talking about a moment ago. Lykegaard just swinging wide for Chris Vickers to let him through. They're the number 73 car, but that was all for non-points paying positions. This was for points though, and it was also very, very physical. Around the outside, or at least spinning around indeed, for Ralph Piringer there, after being tapped into it by Mikhail Mo. Brambilla was able to get through once again and retain that 7th position, but he would be hampered later on with a big spin, helped of course by Sean Bennett, and then hit by Ralph Piringer, who he came into contact with moments ago. Very unfortunate for all of those involved having got damage. This was a great battle between Simon Crane and Luca Burke. Unfortunately, these two came a bit unstuck. A little bit later on in that lap, Paul Simfort were able to get that position, or let Luca Burke back through again, but it was briefly disrupted and then finally settled when Luca Burke got through, as you've just seen from Simon Crane. That was the 2nd position, because Tim Yarshall was having trouble in the pit lane. We'll get to that later, as Daniele Brambilla and John Munro having a great battle here. Brambilla trying a little bit too hard to defend on that occasion, and Munro able to sweep around the outside, very close between the two of them, but Munro able to get that position pretty convincingly in the end and move up another place. This is a good battle as well between Schaefer and Frommel, with Daniele Primavera, the other Musto car, watching in behind, ready to pick up the pieces if these two have an accident. 25 minutes to go, and it was really on between these three. Primavera with a nice wide line in and a good exit, able to get past Frommel straight away, trying to get alongside Schaefer, but Schaefer didn't quite see he was there. All three were ending up in a spin in the gravel. They would all pick up the pieces a little bit later on. Primavera would have to try and overtake Frommel again. Unfortunately, they will make contact again. Through there at the loop, he would go wide. Schaefer would get both of the positions, saying thank you very much, and he would skip up the road. It wasn't done further in the midfield either. Big defence there from Matt Webb and Michi Hoyer trying to get right around the outside and into the loop once again. One of the main action areas throughout that race. It got very close between the two of them. Hoyer muscling out the Bentley, and then in his attempts to get through, Philip Maptic spinning around Matt Webb as they got caught up in a little bit of an accident.
Did we touch? No, you didn't. It was the guy behind who hit you, I think. He just tapped you a little. Don't think it's any worries.
Despite that contact, Webb and Matzik were able to continue on that battle, and the contact wouldn't end, I'm afraid. Matt Webb just about keeping up in front there, just for a little bit of a muscly defensive manoeuvre. And here's Dan Kell and Miles Dixon battling really hard for the final podium slot. Just over 5 minutes to go in the race, and it was getting pretty dramatic down here at the chicane. Dan Kell on the inside on this occasion would have to hang it round the outside for the second part, but he managed it admirably and ended up getting that position and getting that podium in the end for the number 15 Simply Race Sancho. But they were all in the wake of Tiziano Brioni and Musto GD E-sports, who were able to extend their championship lead thanks in part to Burst Esports and Euronics. Issues throughout the race, as I mentioned earlier, for Tim Yarshall. Couldn't leave the pit lane in the end, but it was Brioni and Amato on top, here at Silverstone extending their championship lead with Marco Page and Dan Kell in second and third.